Which of these computers is enrolled in Jamf Pro? At a glance, it's hard to tell. However, if we dig a little deeper, we can find a number of additional tools and processes installed on the enrolled computer that aren't normally present on a Mac. When a computer enrolls in Jamf Pro, along with the MDM profile, a number of additional utilities are installed that help facilitate management of that computer. The Jamf binary is one of these utilities, a powerful, lightweight command line application that's responsible for executing most management tasks on an enrolled computer. This is Jeremy. Let's explore the Jamf binary and its management commands. Let's begin by opening the Terminal app on a Mac, which can be found in Applications and Utilities. Terminal is a command line interface, or CLI, that is natively installed on Mac computers and can be used to execute commands, run tools, and edit and run shell scripts. At the top, there's a timestamp for when this terminal session started, and beneath that we have my username and computer hostname, a couple symbols, and the cursor. This is the command line. Commands themselves are small binary files located on your Mac that we can invoke by typing the name of the file in the command line. For example, I'm starting with pwd followed by the return key. The command runs and the results are shown in their own line, after which Terminal returns us to a fresh command line prompt for a new command. The pwd command, or print working directory, returns where we are currently working from. Similar to how we navigate the different folders on a Mac using Finder, each terminal session works from a specific directory. By default, this is the current logged-in user's home folder, represented by the tilde in the command line. If you're ever unsure of what a command does, try viewing the manual page. Type the command man followed by a command name. If I type man pwd and press return, we are brought to a documentation page for this command. Man pages typically include a description, syntax, available flags for customization, and examples of the command. Press Q to leave the man page and return to the command line. Now that we've got some practice using Terminal, let's focus on the Jamf binary. The Jamf binary is installed during enrollment and can be accessed from Terminal with the command Jamf, just as we did with the pwd command. Let's practice with Jamf binary commands. Enter Jamf about and press return. The command runs, printing out the name, version number, and copyright date of the tool. The Jamf binary does come with its own manual page, but it's accessed in a slightly different way than other commands. Type Jamf help and press return to access the Jamf binary manual page. Here we can see a list of commands available to us, as well as a short description of the command. One common use of the binary is to manually initiate a check-in for policies that trigger a recurring check-in. Perhaps you're testing some changes to a policy and have saved a new version of it, but don't want to wait the 15 minutes between check-ins before testing the policy. We can see in the list here that the policy command is used to check for policies. Let's try that. Type Jamf policy followed by return to initiate a check-in. Oh, it looks like this command needs to be executed as the root user rather than the logged-in user. While there are some commands that can be run without administrator privileges, like about and help, nearly every management command that the Jamf binary is capable of requires root authorization. To do this, we can add sudo before our command, then press return. Since my local user account is an administrator on this Mac, we can enter my password to run the command. But don't worry, if your users are standard users, they won't be able to run management commands using the Jamf binary. The command runs, and because there's a pending policy in Jamf Pro, the policy then runs on my computer. Let's try another command, this time to manually send an inventory update to Jamf Pro. This command, recon, is extremely valuable and will likely be the most common command you run using the Jamf binary. Recon will force an inventory update for this computer immediately, rather than waiting for the default update inventory policy to run weekly. This exchange makes sure that A, Jamf Pro's information about this Mac is up to date, and B, any profiles, settings, or apps that are assigned to this computer in Jamf Pro are in fact installed. For example, let's look at the computer name. I'm opening System Settings and changing this computer's name. Jamf Pro won't know about this change until the next time an inventory update policy is scheduled to run, which by default is once per week for computers. We can initiate an inventory update now by returning to terminal and, remembering to authenticate as root, running the command sudo jamf recon. The command runs, first gathering applicable information about this computer, and then submitting it to Jamf Pro. I've got a browser window open to this computer's inventory record, currently showing the previous name. If we refresh, now that the inventory data has been submitted, the new name is correctly reflected in Jamf Pro. Today, we've just begun to explore the wide range of possibilities with terminal and the Jamf binary. We encourage you to keep practicing running commands on your own, and be sure to check out manual pages in terminal, as well as the Jamf Pro documentation for more information. Thanks for watching.